we're going to do? Let's discuss about the on build and health check. Okay, this on build is a bit like misunderstanding concept, but yeah, this will be very good feature. Okay, this will be very good feature if you knowing about this. What do you mean that on build? Okay, first of all, basically, for example, what I can do, I want, like, this scenario is that, for example, I want to copy some content, but that content won't execute. That content I don't want to execute at the time of the base image building. Means this image, these features I can use for the later whenever I'm using as a, like, child chart, let's say. Now, for example, let's say, uh, let me use some notepad. Okay, I mean paint. Let me show this. Okay, now let me paint. Now, let me, right. Now, for example, let's say I have a one Docker file. Okay. Now, when I'm using this Docker file, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use for something like, okay, let's say here, from Ubuntu. Let's say, okay, from Ubuntu, I'm gonna use this, and again, I'm gonna use multiple commands here. Like, for example, on build echo something. Okay, on build run. Okay, on build like run echo something, some command. Okay, this is DevOps. Okay, so sorry, just this doctor. Some command I want to print. Okay, this in entire thing is a single command. Now you can use this on build command. Okay, for multiple commands like on build or work directory on build, like whatever before command. Most of the commands it will support for on build here. Before that, what do you mean that? Now I'm gonna build this image, like, for example, um, Docker build -t. Okay, Docker build -t. The next is, I can use Docker build -t. Hyphen name. You can use name or not. Okay, let's say, sample. Okay, not name. Sorry. Now this sample image. Okay, or else now let me write a very nice name. Parent. Parent. Just to make understanding, you guys. Okay. V1 version. Parent V1. Now I'm using this as a base image. When I build this, now this image will be created. Now what I'm going to do, I can write a one more Docker file. Okay, now I can use from as this, from parent v1 as a base image for this. And next, when I use run, okay, like echo some command. Okay, like I'm a child. Okay, child, for example. Okay, like something you return this. Okay, now this is a run command. Now you are not using this, and because of this is my actual implementation. This is for some basic information whatever I need. Okay, now why? Because basically at the time of build you don't have a proper data, for example, to copy, to anything. Now what this on build will do, this on build will be, like, as create a triggers. Okay, like as, and that will be trigger on this first before running the next commands. Okay, now, first what command will execute? This command will execute on child first, because we are using parent, right? Now this trigger will be execute. Next, another run command will execute. Means in this scenario, when I run this, now this output is won't print at the time of build here, because this will be save as a trigger. This will be trigger under this after when you are use the, like, next child image. Next child image. Now first this command will execute. Later the rest of the this Dockerfile commands will execute. If you have multiple on builds, now first this will, next this one, how many triggers are there? That mean will be trigger first. Then next the child, commands will be executed here. Whatever on build commands you mentioned, that was I'm talking about. If using not just run, this will be execute at the time of this build itself, not for this time. But this execute on build run command, this will execute not in the while this building, while like child building time, this will be execute. As simple as that. Now, for example, your parent will be like done lot of money save. Okay, now you can use this money whenever you are like us to use that money and then enjoy your life, right? Now the similar functional this on build, what do it will be save the triggers. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, let's do one thing like Dockerfile reference. Now see the theoretically, I can do the practically. I'll show that for you guys. It will be very easy for you. Okay, let me show. It make you to understand. Okay, now here if you go right now unbuild, if I use this unbuild, if you can see here unbuild, right, this is the unbuild instruction. This unbuild and instruction, the unbuild instruction as the image trigger instruction to be executed at a later time when the image used as the base image in another build. The trigger will execute in the in the context of downstream builds as of it's like been like inserted immediately after the from instruction of the downstream Docker file. Does it make sense, guys? Understand now what I mean? Now that image when you build that won't execute at the time of the base image building. Now when the image this image used as a next image next Docker file. Now first it will execute those whatever instruction you mentioned the unbuild that will be triggered first. Then later the rest of the commands will execute in the child Docker files. Is clear now? Understand the concept? Is it clear? Concept is clear? Clear now? Okay. Now let's do this. Let me show that practically. Then at what scenario we can use, what is the use of this and all we'll discuss. Okay. They are not giving much examples here. I have implemented very nice examples. Now let me show that for you guys. Okay. Let's do that on build instructions first. Now let me show this Docker on build. This is very important functionality in the Docker. Okay. I'll show that what is the use case exactly. Now see, this is what you can see the theoretical I have written very nicely. The statement which I example, if you have an image that need to be source code added from the specific location that might not be at available later point of it will available for example, or if you need to execute the build script that is specific environment, now we can the image to build. A Docker build executes on build command before the command execute the child Docker file. Okay. Now see this. Now look like this example syntax. And for example, this is what syntax of this. Now just me written as simple Docker file. Let's access our Docker instance first of all. Right. Where is this? Now this one, right? Now let's go here. Now 27. Okay. Now let's connect. Let's start and connect. Okay, let's start the instance. Okay. Now once it's started, let's connect that. Now connected successfully. The next what we are going to do, let's create mk here unbuild example, some folder cd unbuild example. Now cd, let's create a simple docker file here. Okay, let's see this how it works. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I just mentioned the simple example here. I just what I'm going to do, I'm going to just same thing whatever example I just shown you, right? Simple two lines docker file. Now this what does that mean is a busy box I'm using base image, and then on build run. This can be anything that you are Ubuntu or busy box, whatever you want you can use. Okay. Now what I'm doing here is next on build run something I'm messaging here. Okay. Now see basically if you're not using on build, what does mean here? I'm gonna show first that without on build how it works actually, right? That we already aware of, but just I'm trying to show you. Okay. Now let's save this Docker file and build this image. Okay. Something my app, my app latest is that if you can see observe here, the output will print here itself. The output will be print here because of that run command will execute at the time of build, right? That we discussed yesterday. Now let me open the docker file and put on build in front of this unbuild at the time and the front. Okay, now let me build that. I'm gonna do v1 here. Okay, now see this map. Okay, example. Okay, now see unbuild example. Now remove intermediate and then see here there is no output is printed here. The output is not printed here. Have you observed this? Have you observed this? The output is not printed this. Okay, now when it will be execute, there is another docker file. Okay, let me write another docker file of child. Okay, you can't create a two docker files in the same path, right? In the same folder, it won't work. The file name is already taken in the folder. Or else if you even you can't able to like which if you do the dot, then which docker file will take input, that don't know, right? In real scenario, if you want to keep it the multiple docker files in the same folder, what we are going to do in real scenarios, we can keep it that like different names like this. Okay, child docker file for UI application, docker file for so and so application names, whatever it does meaning of the docker file purpose, and we can give that name is like something like this. Okay, now let me do the another example. So what I'm going to do, I just print that my app. I'm going to use this image my app or my app one. Okay, don't use my app because my app is nothing. Now we want having the thing actually for us. Okay, now we can print something. Okay, run echo am child docker something I'm child docker. Okay, now like how to build this. Now we can build the docker build. Now my app underscore child v1. Okay, I'm gonna build this right now. Okay, now at the time of build, if you do the dot here, what input will take? It will take either your normal parent docker file. Now if you given the different name of docker file, you have to specify the hyphen f and then file name also, then only you can able to build. That is what custom docker files, the way you can different name you can use for docker files. Not only docker file, you can use whatever the name you want, but docker file underscore something you can specify, then people only understanding okay these are docker file. Okay, that's what we do. See this, and we can observe here executing one build trigger. Executing one build trigger, that build trigger is that you won't see me until later. This command is not, this run command is not written in the this here, right? This docker file, but this docker file is written in this docker file. Now that will execute first, then later it will execute the second. I am a child docker, second docker is okay, right? But sir, what is the use case? Okay, as we discussed previously, now what is the use case exactly? For example, let's say in your organization they are doing like 10 applications are doing the same job. Okay, now at like you want to write a docker file and then build the docker file and then use that image. Now people, what happened, right? People at the time of building using this means that normally that you need to run your program, you need some source code. Okay, the source code is not available for all applications. Okay, that will be build that source code later. That path, specific path, they will be keep it. You have to be specific the specific path, and people will be create whenever they want that specific path code. Okay, now before that I need to write a docker file. If I write a docker file, what happen, it will show me, kick me out, the file is not available, the folder is not available, the code is not available, something, the errors will come, right? That even I don't want that. Like, you know, I want use that path, but I don't want to print that, you know, that kind of error message. Okay, now let's see that how to implement the real use case. Okay, real use case of your Docker files. Okay, like, you know, this on build instruction. Let's use this. I'm going to show one thing. It's a very real example. Okay, for example, let's say you want to, I'm going to build this something. Docker file of nginx. Okay, dot, just simply, okay, Docker file dot nginx. Now I'm going to use this in case if I'm not mentioned the on build, what happened, right? Here what happened is, what happened, like, let's see what happened, because in this current path I don't have index.html file. Okay, if I don't have this index.html file, if I build this docker file nginx and my app nginx, something I used. Okay, now when I build this, what happened, right? You can observe here. See here, while what is saying that copy the file not found, that index.html file is not available, then it will be throw error. Now what happened, right? This file is not required for always. Like, I want to use this docker file for always, like nginx, in like a nginx base image, like creating work directory, author names, common. These are the, like, you know, multiple commands is common for 20-30 docker files. I don't want to return this instruction for every time. I can use this all instruction and create one image. That image I can use a child image. Okay, child docker file. Then I don't want to execute all the installation softwares every time. That's what we are doing in real time scenario. Okay, that's what we are using for in my company also. Now what we do, we are using for one base image, that openjdk java image. That image, whatever we want, everything we can keep it there. Again, we are using that image. That's it. Not on build, you can say, but everywhere, like whatever the install you want or whatever. But this on build, what you do in such a cases, like what happened, I need this index.html. Index.html is right now is one guy is different index.html file, another guy is implement another index.html file. Okay, so no, that is all our front end application developer is implementing their case. Now they want a one docker file, but they don't know how to write. Now I can write this docker file and I can give the base image array, use this image, then run that container, then your job is done. You don't need to be write a docker file and then do this. Okay, this is the commands you need to be execute. That's it. Now I can give a simple documentation, they can do they whenever they want, right? Now let me show that how to do. Now we can write a on build here. Let me show that real use case. Okay, understand the real use case and real problem and then solution. On build. Okay, on build and then copy. Now if you use this, now it will work. See, even the copy, even the file is not developed because it is trigger, but it's not actually executed. It's not executed here. It's create image, but it's a trigger. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another docker file, va docker file. Now let me use different folders. Okay, mkdir. uh, Let me go one side, one step back. See the real use case. Okay, now I have this image. I'm going to share this image array babu. This image you can use for entire your front end application deployment. Now people can be might using that. Okay, let's say project one. Okay, this guy is implementing the project. Okay, just like given a project one project, let's say, go to project. Okay, now inside the project, people written the docker file. Okay, they have written the docker file. Okay, docker file. In the docker file, what they do, they can use this base image, whatever I just mentioned, right? Now what is the image name for this image name? What is the image name? My app nginx v1. Okay, from my app nginx image. Okay, they use this image. And next, what they do basically, once it is done, simple, nothing. Okay, No, that is the only they mention. Nothing. They don't need to do anything. Just written a one line of code. They don't need to do any lines of code. Okay. But they need an index.html file in this case because they are implemented their own index.html file. Okay. Index.html. Right. Now, right. Now, create a index.html file. Okay. With CSS or login page with okay username, password, okay, input box and enter button. Okay. Now this is the like developer written the code. Okay. For example, let's say let it be written. Okay. For us, it will written the code for us HTML index.html file. Okay. Just simple one index.html. Just copy this code. Now this is a one developer code implementation. Right? He's implemented and save this. And then like as you know that is what index.html code is done. Now I'm gonna build this. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna build this project using the Docker build. Docker build Docker build hyphen t and then a project. Okay. Say project one. Okay. So for example, I'm gonna build this image. What is Docker file? Okay. Uh, Docker file is available, right? Docker file. Okay, spell mistake now. Sorry. MV Docker file mistake. The spell mistake. Docker file. Right. Now build this project. I build the project. Now see this figure, one figure is figure. Okay, now index.html file is copied right now, not previously. Okay, simply I can run this project. Okay, Docker run hyphen d hyphen p a0 okay, and the next image name. Same whatever we have done previously. Okay, if you want, you can rename for your container hyphen name project one. Okay, that is image name. That is the container. Now this is my container. Docker PSFT. Now this is the container is running. Now let's access that application with this A0 port. Okay. Now let's see. I think we already opened the A0 port, then it will work. Let me. A0 port is not there, it won't work. If A0 is available, then it will work. Right. Now this is the page. This is the code is written that for us. Is it clear, guys? It's clear, no? Is it clear? Understand, right? Now another developer come. Okay, another developer is want to implement his code. Okay, now let's go for another project. Okay, another project like mkdir project 2. Now he don't want to write again Docker all the code and all project 2. Right now he go for the project 2, project 2, and in the project 2 I don't have any files here. Okay, I don't have any files here. Now I'm gonna use for Docker file. Now in this Docker file also I'm gonna use the same like whatever the image we build. Okay, what image we build? What is the image we build? No, Docker images, web nginx. This is image. My this is the v1, right? Now a Docker file. Now see, that's it. Okay, and then Need to mention this is the only one line the developer need to be written. Okay, we can able to be written easily, right? One line. Okay, that's right. Now that is a Dockerfile I've written. Now he written his index.html file, his own index.html file. For previous index.html file and this index.html file different. Okay. Now I'll tell him few more input box, like for example, first name, last name, and you know password confirmation, captcha. Okay, captcha, and um, with register button, uh, background image. I've given some more points here, like my ChatGPT will return the code for me. I can use the same code, then I can implement that. Nowadays, it's whatever you want, just need to be prompting, that's it. Right. No, that's it. Copy this code. Now this is another developer code. Okay, this page is registration page, that page is the login page, for example, the code. That. Now save this. Now next, this guy what to do, he will build the application again. It's the nginx is running on the by default port number 80. Remember that. Okay, I'm not doing anything here, just that port number. Now it's a project 2 image. I'm building the project image. That's it, done. The trigger is executed, one trigger, right? Now every time whenever you use the trigger will be executed. Copy command will execute. That's it. Okay. Now next, this guy, let me see. Let me run the container with project 2 latest. Right? Image name is the project 2, right? And then container name also different container name. And edge is already being used, right? Now I can put that different port, edge right one I'm using right now. You can use any port. Okay. Now let me access that container. Edge right one also we already opened this port in the security group. Now this is the one application running. That is the one application, and then you have to be used with the 8081 port. Clear, guys? No, capture should not come, but you have to give that proper prompting for that. I given an input field. That's the reason it will become like this. Clear? I can type like dynamic captcha and confirm the captcha I need to give, and it will do this. Is clear, guys? Clear now? Understand now? You see, at like developers, he no need to be implement every time Docker file and all. Just you can array, just write a Docker file and then put this line. That's it. Build that this build command, this run command. That's it. Like that job you were done. Your job is done. Like in case in any future any new version is released, now once like you can add the new more file Docker file in your base image and give the different version array, use this latest version. Now people what they change the Docker file v1 version right now, they will do v2 v3 v4 v5 v6 something like that. In case if you added like today only nginx, tomorrow you are in for more JavaScript libraries, Node.js libraries, or blah blah blah, React.js, something. The more libraries you are using inside your to make your UI is more beautiful, let's say. No, then you don't need to be written like a lot of times, right? Now that one Docker file people can use whenever they want. Simple. Is it clear, guys? Clear, no? It's very like this reusability, like it will be reusability a lot for this kind of scenario, right? Fine. Next, that is the one on build helpful command. Another is a health check. Okay, now if you can observe here, how do I know my content is healthy or not? Okay, I'm going to show you this. How do you know my content is healthy or not? How do you test? What we test basically, we can go to the console first of all. Okay, we'll check the container Docker ps, it's running that fine. But until unless I can go to the browser and I can see, then only I can see my output is coming or not. Like 400 is coming, unauthorized coming, 500 is coming, or 404 coming, something, right? Something it will come, output will come. Then only I'll get to know my code is working, right? Now, instead of, basically, this is one container we can test, but in real scenario, you have to run 100 containers, let's say. Is it possible to go for in the browser 100 times you need to be put URL then hit? Guys, I got my question right. Clear, guys? Clear, right? You like it's not possible, right? Now I want to know my container, it is healthy or not, the page is opening or not, the page is giving a 200 or not. Like if it is success page, what do you do? Basically, for example, take this example, okay? If you go for inspect element, okay, for example, let's say if you go for console, okay, for example, let's say, okay, network traffic, if you go for network traffic, right? Now if I run this command, now if you can observe here, there is some background.jpg, because the jpg image I don't have, like something in the code they use background.jpg, that's is not coming, okay? If I put that, I mean, like inside my index.html file, what this guy has done, va index.html file, like he written the one file for the background, okay, something, the image he put, this one, background.jpg, okay? Now again, if you want to implement that, let's implement, okay? HTML page background image something. Implementation, software implementation is very simple now, okay? Everything is came in, for us right now. Like, let's make this super cool, no? Save image as, okay, let me do one thing. Copy the link address, done. Then go to my here, will get right now, like a lot of things are downloaded, huh? Okay. Hmm. Why it is coming like this? No, it's not coming exactly link, right? Not like this. I can't use this, right? There is something. Uh, image. Hmm. They put data somewhere. Data here. That's just coming. No, I'll do one thing. Download in Linux using wget. Okay, just simply. Hmm, something like that. This guy will come like very too much. I think it's very important, no? No searching very well, then very easy for you. Okay. No something. Let's. No, how it will come? Link. One second. properly, right? It should become like simply the image name, right? That I'll make it wait. Okay, images, image URL, pixel.com, photos.com, JPG, JPEG. Oh my god, there's a lot of things came now here. Hmm. Then how to download this image? Okay, uh, I can do simply now. Why I'm struggling here, guys? Okay, I'll do very simple. Copy this image. I'll do one thing. Okay, save the image as. Okay, in my where I do. Like I can use for downloads. Okay, downloads are pictures. Okay, the pictures. Just it's a time wasting, right? Yeah, but just I'm trying to show you how to implement this. Now go to your here, then go to your where is it? Where is the project? Right now, project two, then upload image. Now go to pictures. Then where is this? This one, right? No, no, it's came. Now here, what I'm gonna do? ls -ltr. Now this is entire image scheme, right? Now, oh, oh, it is the image will come like this. Okay, let me try mv2. I think we can use remove and ref. This one. This file is different, old file, right? What is this? Okay. Now ls frontend I can check how it's coming in. Hmm. What's going on? What is this? If I remove it's another one will coming. Strange, right? Now I'll do one thing, okay? CD, one step back. Or else let me create, okay? mkdir project 3. Let me do, I know, right? Copy Dockerfile to project 3. Copy. I can do for all the files also at a time, okay? Using the multiple names. CP back give to project 3. Right? Now go to project 3. Now see this. Right? Now JFFF, right? Now copy this name, implement the program e.index.html file, then see this. That error why is coming, the 200 is not coming, that's just I'm trying to explain this. Like something like this. Okay, your name, whatever the name you have, okay. Now save this. Now let's build the image. Okay, let's build the image. Build the image for project 3. Okay, that's done. Run the container to project 3 and then container name is 3. Now I can see for edge right too, right? Now I can access with the application with the edge right too. This is also running and the another one also running. Okay. Hmm. It's not coming. The page is not loading properly. back.jpg is not available. Okay, that's fine, leave it over that. Okay, now if you can see here, this document is loaded. All right, you can see this get method and get 304 not modified. Okay, because the code is not modified, that is the method is coming up. But yes, this is a, you know, 304 not for 404 something it's coming, right? Now something I can able to access, if you can see here, right? Now basically what, if I can show you this example. Okay, instead of login page, this one, right? Inspect, I can, if it is successful pages to load, this is 304 because HTML page, right? Now it's showing 304. Now if you can see elements, console, network, right? Here, clear this. Hmm. No, this is a clear console clear, then refresh this. Now this is the 404 because this documentation showing this, you know, 404 URL. Okay, status 4304 is also a success. Okay, for this page, HTML page, right? Now, how do we know that basically, like it's a healthy or not? Okay, basically it's a 200 message will come, but you know, this is as a request. If you are accessing any pages, any endpoint or anything, if it is giving response, if not giving means 400, 500 will come. That is the error pages. Okay, 304 is also is kind of a success. 200 is the success message. 304 is the response. Like if you see that HTTP response codes, right? Now we already done that in our Linux codes. Something. See, redirection messages. Okay, some direct messages it's showing successful response is this. Okay, client error response is the 400 500. Server response is the 500 to 599. That is error code will come. Now, how do we know my service is healthy or not? Okay, I want to test right away. I want to test right away. Right now, for that out, I'm gonna do just this example. Right, we'll do one project now with the like main application. Now that I want to check health is healthy or not. Okay. Now how to do that? We are using a one command in Dockerfile. There is a health check. Okay. This question I faced multiple times in the interview. Let me do this. Let me discuss about the health check command. It's very important. It's okay. I have faced 3 4 times this interview question. There is a health check somewhere. Docker health check. Okay. This is Docker health check. See, what is health check? Health check is exactly what they sound like. Okay, the way of checking the health of your some resources. In the case of Docker, the health check is a command used to determine the health of container running or not. Okay, when health check is specified in, it tells to Docker how to test the container to if it's wrong. Okay, with no health check is specified, Docker is no way to knowing that whether it's whether or not the service running inside the container actually up or not. Okay, for that what I'm going to do, I'm going to implement one Python application. The code is available under this link. You can get this done also. Now I'm going to do some project. Let's see. Okay, mkdir Python application, Python app. Go to Python application. Python app. Now you can go to this requirement.txt. This is the requirement.txt people written for to adding all the libraries, the Python libraries, whatever you're using inside your application. Now I'm using Flask framework, Python and Flask, right? Now this is the framework library version I'm using here. Another one is the Dockerfile. I'm writing Dockerfile, VA Dockerfile. Right? In the Dockerfile, I'm writing the simple code. Now base image is a Python alpha image, and like as you know, because this alpha, when you use alpha, right, like if it's able to, it's a apk, like apt hyphen get. If it's a CentOS, we are using like as m, right? Similar way for alpha, what is the like as package manager we are using apk. Remember, it's APK we are using. APK add, like as you know, if you are using M update, right? Something. Now here APK add update. APK add curl command base bash command I'm updating here. Okay. Now copy this and then I'm working directory is the application now. Now pip install. Now requirement.txt. It the copy, it will be install the requirement.txt library, whatever you mentioned. If a 10 libraries you want to mention, you don't need to write 10 run commands here. Just put 10 libraries in this file. That's it. That this pip command will be like read the all the lines which is contained this file. That all the libraries will be installed using pip. Pip is the Python package manager. Python package manager. Similar way, Alpine is the APK is the Python package manager. Like even do apt get is the package manager. M like as is the CentOS package manager. Similar something like that. Okay. Now save this. Save this file. Now we need copy that app.py. Like that's what I written in the CMD at that CMD level Python app.py. This is the way we can run the program. Like at that Python program, Python and then file name. Like similar Java C and then we have to write compile. But here Python is an interpreter language. You don't need any um like compiler here. Hello DevOps world like something like this. Okay. Something whatever you watched. Okay, if whenever you access application with the root endpoint, this is the output I'm printing. Okay. Now let me access this. So this now let's build this image. Run the container. The Flask using the 5000 is the default port. Okay, Flask framework using the default is the 5000 port. That is the container. On our PC, the Docker PS. You can see this is the Flask application. If you can see, it is running. What I'm gonna do? Let me use the security groups. One second, yes. Let me add the that ports. Okay, 5000, 5003. I want. Okay, like four ports total. I'm opening. Okay, anywhere. Just save this. The port range. Now next, let me. I'm gonna close these pages. Right now, container is running for us. Now let's access this container with 5000. This coming. This is the output is I'm expecting. This is coming right now. You can see. You can refresh this. If something you got, if you can clean this and refresh this request. See here. See here. See the 200. This is 200, right? That means success message. Now, if you can see here and containers also. I observe here until I got to know I go ahead and then hit then only I got to know this is working right. Now I want to write away here itself. I want to write away here itself. How to do that? Now let's implement that. That's the next what I'm talking about. This health check command is used for the options of the CMD. What are the options we have? Like basically health check having the default three times retries. After three times it will be retry. This is the default. Okay, it's retries three times for every interval of 30 seconds. Timeout is 30 seconds. Start period is the 0 seconds. Okay. Now it will wait every after three retries it is failure. Then it will treat it as a failure. Until then it won't treat it as a failure. If you want to make the change in your default time mode, you can add after this health check and then some options here and then CMD and the command what command you want to be run. Okay. Now what I'm going to, in this case I'm gonna do this health check command. When I need to mention, let me show this. VI Dockerfile. Let me open the Dockerfile. Right before running your CMD, you need to be run the CMD. This is executable. This command is executable, and after this running command, what does it basically it will do? It will be run the curl command. Okay, now it will be check the 500. Okay, that localhost means this is your inside this URL I'm running, right? Localhost. If it's a public, then we need to give the public IP address. But inside the container, we can use using the localhost and 5000. Then it will be give the, like, if it's failure, it will come out. If it is not failure, it will keep on running. Okay, it will check. Now let me go ahead and then save this. One line will be extra. Okay. Next, let's build this application. I'm going to give different version here to make more understanding, and then run the container. This container also need to be give the your p1 image, p1 image. Okay, and the port number I'm going to change to 5000 to 5001. Okay, it's already used this name. I should be using hyphen d, then it will be used that hyphen rm. I'll discuss this later. Okay, don't confuse right now. What do you mean that? Okay, ignore that right now. Next, when you discuss about Docker, then I'm going to show that. Okay, what I do, let me let me press Control C. Okay, let me run this with the, you remove this hyphen rm and do hyphen d. Now see this Docker PS. No, I want to run the, I don't want to open another terminal, or else I can open another terminal and then see. But yeah, see here, observe here, health starting. And again, it will check the health checking. After 30 seconds, if it is healthy, 30 seconds itself, it will be give that is a healthy container. Okay. Now, in case after 30 seconds, okay, like if not running, then it will check, it won't treat it as immediately unhealthy. In case if it is unhealthy, then what it does basically, it will be like treated as a unhealthy, and then it will be like show as a unhealthy for your container. Let's try to show this. Like wait for some time. You can use the watch command to watch this. Okay, every 2 seconds. Control A, watch. Yeah. See, this is after this. It is healthy. It shows healthy. Let's make it unhealthy also. How to make it unhealthy? How to look like? Let me. I don't know. Let me check. Okay, Dockerfile. What I'm going to do? Let me write a different URL, wrong URL. But nothing is working on the like 5002, right? Inside running on a 5000 port only container. But I'm running a different URL. The application is running okay. I'm intentionally making failure. Are you got it right? My intention. That's for example. In case if it is not running, URL is not hitting properly. Okay, whatever you tried to, it is not accessible. Then what does mean? Are you got it right? Clear guys what I mean? No. This after build. Now let's run the container. V2, V2, also 2. Right? Now done. If you see container is running, okay, now let's go ahead and then see the Docker PS watch. This healthy and it is starting. Check. That we see the like last time, like 30 in 30 seconds itself, it will be show is healthy, right? This is very very important. Okay, when you want to show healthy also containers, healthy or not. Okay, it's very very important feature. These two are the very important features. This is knowing very experienced guys. Okay, mostly they used inside the Docker files. Most of them they won't use, but yeah, if they need these kind of features, then they can use it. See, a minute still it's not showing as healthy. Are you guys are observed? It will retry, you know, after 30 minutes. Next after 30 minutes again it will check, like as you know, it will be take around no, 3 retries, right? 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 180 minutes, 180 seconds. After 180 seconds it is unhealthy as per my calculation. Every 13 seconds it will be checked, right? Mostly like 90 seconds, let's say 90 seconds, right? See, even it's treated as it, 60 seconds itself. but it's not showing exactly seconds. Yeah, it's showing about a minute. Unhealthy. It's clear, no?